In our last video, we learned how to talk to Gemini, to ask a question or a prompt to get answers from the tool. Well, today we're going to flip that script and Gemini is going to ask you the questions that you need to answer.
Welcome to the AI Serenity Toolkit.
If you're new here, welcome to the AI Serenity Toolkit. My name is Tracy and I'm your AI Serenity coach. I'm on a mission to show women over 50 that AI is not scary. Whether you're navigating an empty nest, a career change, or just looking for some simple daily habits to improve your mental wellness, this is the tool for you. In this community, we cut through the fear to keep your mind sharp and your stress low. Don't worry about creating any prompts. I'm going to give those all to you directly. The only thing you need to do is answer the questions that Gemini gives you honestly. This is the most important thing, everyone. Be brutally honest when you're talking to AI. If you're lonely, say so. If you're struggling, be honest. Lay out exactly what it is that you're feeling and what you want to be feeling in the future. Let's get started.
So we're going to start once again with just opening a Chrome browser. And a different way to get to Gemini is to just click on the AI mode button over on the right of your search bar. And that will bring you right into the AI tool as well. Now, for those of you who haven't used Gemini before, I encourage you to go back and look at our first video, which shows you exactly how to use it. I'll put a link down below in the description of this video. So I'm going to enter a prompt that says, I want to create a vision board for 2026 focused on my emotional wellness and personal growth. I am a woman over 50. Please act as a supportive life coach and interview me to help me find my core themes and focus word of the year. Ask me 5 deep, thoughtful questions, one at a time. Wait for my answer before asking the next one. And I'll click the arrow to submit that. And Gemini responded, it's a privilege to walk this path with you. Stepping into 2026, you are in a powerful season of life, one where becoming is less about external pressure and more about internal alignment. To begin our journey toward your core themes and focus word, let's start with a look inward. Question number 1. If you look at the past year, what is one emotional habit or old story about yourself that you are finally ready to leave behind to make room for the woman you are becoming in 2026? What a great question. I'm going to think on that one a little bit, and I'll be back with my response, which we'll enter down below where it says ask anything. Okay, so what I came up with is one emotional habit I am ready to leave behind is the need to take on projects that serve others for the purpose of gaining or retaining their friendship. I have been a person who says yes to any ask, even when I already feel overwhelmed by my to-do list. And Gemini came back with, thank you for sharing that profound insight. If letting go of people-pleasing as a prerequisite for connection is a beautiful and freeing act of self-love. That is a powerful step towards authentic emotional wellness. Now let's look forward. Okay, so the last question was about the past. Now we're going to look to the future. Question number 2. Imagine it is the evening of December 31st, 2026. You are journaling about the year that has just ended. What specific new feeling are you experiencing as a result of honoring your own boundaries and living a life more aligned with your own priorities? What does that feeling translate into in your daily life? I'm really pleasantly surprised by the thoughtfulness of these questions that Gemini is coming back with. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So in response to question number 2, I'm writing, I am feeling pride in the things I have achieved this year. For the first time in a long while, I have completed projects that are important to me. Because I was able to set boundaries and only take on those projects that really needed to be done, I have more time to complete my personal goals for the year. And Gemini came back with, that feeling of sovereignty over your own time is incredibly powerful. You are shifting from being a resource for others to being an architect of your own life. This shift from external validation to internal pride is a hallmark of emotional maturity and growth. Building on that sense of accomplishment and the boundaries you've set, here's question number 3. When you think about the personal goals and projects you successfully completed in this vision of 2026, what do they all have in common? Are they creative, intellectual, physical, or perhaps related to your environment? And what does working on them specifically nourish inside of you? That's going to require a little thought, I think. I'm going to take a break and then come right back with my response for you. And my answer to question number 3 is, what comes to mind are both intellectual and creative projects. There are several that I keep putting on the back burner because I am trying to keep up with all the things other people need or want me to do for them. Working on these projects give me a sense of autonomy and creative control that I don't have in other aspects of my life. They give me a chance to explore my thoughts and skills to create something that is 100% from my brain and my acts. And I'll submit that response. And Gemini came back with, what you are describing is a shift from being a contributor to everyone else's vision to becoming the author of your own. This 100% from your brain energy is exactly what midlife clarity is for. Reclaiming the parts of yourself that have been on the back burner for decades. When you create from the place of total autonomy, you aren't just making a thing, you are building a sanctuary where your own voice is the only one that matters. And that brings us to question number 4. To protect this creative sanctuary in 2026, what does your ideal Tuesday look like? That's interesting. Just pick a random day and see. So going back to the question, if you were to give your most precious hours to yourself rather than others, how would you start your morning? And what would be the specific ritual or beginning that tells your brain, this time is for my work now? So my answer to question number 4 is, if I had a Tuesday where I didn't have to work and had the whole day to work on whatever I wanted, I would start the day with a walk on the treadmill while watching a travel video. Just a side note on there. When you're walking on the treadmill, it always seems like it's just so boring. I love watching a travel video where I'm watching or walking behind someone that's traveling, so you kind of feel like you're living vicariously through them, walking through cities and foreign lands, and it's really interesting and makes the walk go much faster. So back to my answer. So after watching the travel video and walking on the treadmill, I would then make breakfast and watch something fun on YouTube while I ate. After that, it would be time for work. I would record a video for my channel or edit one that I've already recorded, and then work on a list of other ideas for the channel. After lunch, I would spend some time on creative projects, either writing or working on a knitting or crochet project. In the evening, I would spend time cooking dinner with my husband and playing a board game or doing a puzzle together. And here's what Gemini had to say to that. That sounds like a day filled with true intentionality. Your ideal Tuesday beautifully balances physical movement, intellectual output, your YouTube channel, creative flow, writing and fiber arts, and meaningful connection with your husband. There is a distinct sense of rhythm and peace in that schedule. As we move toward your final question, notice how your 2026 self isn't rushing, she is immersed. Question number 5. If you were to choose a single power symbol or image to place in the very center of your 2026 vision board, something that represents this transition from being available to everyone to being the creative director of your own life, what would that image be, and why does it resonate with your heart? I'm going to take some time to think about that as well. I really kind of wasn't expecting these type of questions. I don't know what I had in my mind, but this wasn't it. So I'm pleasantly surprised. I hope you are as well as you're trying this for yourself. This is the last question, and here's my answer. When I think of being the creative director of my own life, I visualize a director's chair with my name on it. Although I don't have any aspirations of being an actor or a director, it is a powerful image of someone that is in charge. And Gemini comes back with the following. That is a perfect symbol. A director doesn't ask permission to frame the shot. They decide what goes into the scene and what stays out. That chair represents authority, focus, and the ultimate creative decision-making power that you are reclaiming. It is about taking your rightful seat at the head of the table of your own life. Based on our conversation, we've identified powerful themes for your 2026 journey. Leaving behind people-pleasing, moving toward internal pride. Key symbol, that director's chair. Ideal feeling, being immersed, intentional, accomplished, authored. Your 2026 focus word is sovereign. Sovereign speaks to ultimate authority and the independent right to govern yourself. So reading through all of this, sovereign sounded good to begin with, but it really doesn't resonate with me. To me, that reminds me of the Queen of England. It just sounds like royalty, which is not a vision that I'm going for. So I'm going to just say that to Gemini and see if she can do better on the next try. It's important to remember that you never have to feel obligated to follow exactly what Gemini is telling you. If something doesn't resonate, then just try it again. And she'll come back with other ideas, which is exactly what's happening here. So instead of just giving me one other word, it's listing out several for me to choose from, so I can kind of pick which one is going to be the best fit for me in 2026. So I'm looking at authored, aligned, intentional, flourish, and curated. And I'm not really sure any of those resonate with me as well. So I'm going to say that. These are all a little too vague. Can you try again? Okay. Now we're coming back with some more focused words. So finish, unapologetic, agency, ownership, bound. Bound I don't like because that takes my brain to a different place. It doesn't want to go. That to me feels like being trapped. Unapologetic, that plays into that selfishness that comes through my mind, so I don't want to choose that one. Finish is good, but that puts a lot of pressure on me. Ownership sounds more business-like, so I'm going to go with agency. I think that's going to be my word for the year. And that description says, this is a psychological term that simply means you are the one making things happen. Okay, so that definitely fits in with the theme that was discussed. Rather than letting things happen to you. And that's exactly what I want to change this year. It perfectly matches your director's chair. You are the agent of your own time. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I want to strive for this year. So agency is my word. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll try it out for yourself. Let me know what your word of the year is down in the comments. I'm really curious to see what comes through for everyone. If you liked this video, please like or subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time on the AI Serenity Toolkit.